Hey guys, well, actually, I'm talking to myself here, but anyways, doesn't matter. The videos will be there as a diary. Hopefully, my kids will see it one day. They will be like, "Yeah, that was my dad." Anyways, today's topic, what I want to cover is, I briefly covered this in my other topic. I believe it was the video that was called "Don't Be Alone," if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so antisocial, right? For some reason, it's kind of thought of as something cool, or it's or something different. Everybody wants to be different. Yeah, it's crap, guys. So again, there are certain things that our kids are born with. That's very different. So one of them that I know, that I've worked with kids that were autistic. Again, autistic kids or people in general are very, very gifted, but they're not social. So, but there are reasons why they're not. Okay, people who study far more intelligent people than me, they know this. They know they have the reasons. They're very gifted. They are social in their ways, but not in conventional ways. Unless you are autistic or something, you have no good reason to be antisocial. Now, let me explain before people get are all triggered. From what I've seen so far in my life, people who are antisocial, there are other reasons, and the reasons are not good, guys. It's because they were never taught to be social, or encouraged to be social. So before I get into that, what I want to cover, what is social mean? Social means you strike up a conversation, you can make friends easily, you can understand people easily. So being social also involves a high level of emotional intelligence. So there are people who are intellectually very intelligent, but socially they're just not. So they, what does that mean? That means they cannot read people well, they cannot understand people, they cannot again read your emotions, facial express. Okay, guys, hold on. Sorry. They cannot read your emotional expressions well, and they kind of lack empathy and sympathy. That's because they just cannot read you emotionally. So again, a lot of this is learning. They were never taught. They just never interacted. Now, going back to my other point, it's just that the upbringing, right? So it matters. How were you raised? How were your parents? In what kind of environment or setting were you brought up? So I fortunately was brought up in a social environment, social setting. So like, especially with my dad, I used to hang out with him a lot, and his friends, even as a kid. My dad always encouraged me to speak, and obviously he didn't let me. I mean, if I was kind of out of line or something, he would obviously say, don't say that. But he never discouraged me from speaking to people, or whenever we had guests, or whenever I was with his friends or with him. Obviously I wouldn't speak too much because they were adults much older than me. I would just listen in, but he never discouraged me. So that put that confidence in me since I was a kid. My mom, also very social person, she also did not discourage me. So the encouragement as a kid matters a lot. It starts there, actually. Now, the reasons why people can be antisocial, or they describe themselves as antisocial, and they have these terms nowadays: introverted, extroverted, okay. It's because they were either never encouraged, never taught, and that this is even worse and messed up, is that they were probably mocked, made fun of, bullied. So what do people do when those things happen? They isolate themselves. So they're like, it's better for me not to say anything. not to be social, just because I definitely don't want to be laughed at or mocked or all of that. So I'm gonna just not say anything, be antisocial, distance myself, and isolate myself. That's most likely, guys, from what I've seen in my life, that's the case. Now, in my other video, I brought up this example, a personal example of me in school. Again, I never had problems making friends, but there were kids that were kind of not, well, they seemed antisocial. So I would see them kind of by themselves or not talk too much. So I would go approach them. My friends, my peers, my classmates would be like, yeah, that kid, he probably doesn't want to talk to us, or that kid is like, obviously as kids, they said, oh, he's strange, this, that. I was like, wait, guys, wait, let me just talk to us. So I will invite him over with us and say, hey, let's play with us. We have this new toy, this new game, or let's play a sport or something, or let's play outside after school. And obviously we all live close to each other. And then I would learn that they were not antisocial, they were social. It's just that they were never encouraged, or that courage and confidence was not put in them. But the social side will come out. Kid would play. Some kids even brought their toys once they opened up. I'm like, you see, if I or somebody else didn't approach this kid and invite him, he perhaps will stay that way. You'll never know. You will always think, oh, he's this, he's that, but he wasn't. So, yeah, guys, be social, interact. It's okay if you make mistakes. If somebody mocks you or laughs at you, the joke is on them, not on you, okay? Especially not as a kid. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. Making mistakes are all part of life, as long as they're not intentional, because you cannot call something a mistake if it's intentional, right? So that means you know what you're doing, and you're doing it anyways, and you know it's wrong. So that's not a mistake. But if it's something you didn't know any better, especially the younger you are, that's how you learn, that's how you get better. And if somebody mocks you, laughs at you, the joke is on them. It just says more about them than you. Okay, so it's important to be social. You will live a far more fulfilled life when you're social. Now, social doesn't, to me at least, it doesn't mean going out, partying, clubbing. Okay, if people do that, that's their choice. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It means you have that demeanor, that confidence, and when people meet you, or let's say they see you, they're like, this person is an approachable person, or this person is someone that I can talk to, and they can talk to me, and they can understand me, and I can understand them. So there's that wavelength, right? So I guess nowadays people say vibing. Yeah, I guess it's a vibe. So usually social people, from my own experience, they always give off this very good wavelength, energy, vibe, whatever you want to call it. They just know, right? Now that necessarily does not mean you should get close to them right away, because you don't know. But still, it's a good, much better thing than antisocial. I don't want to talk to anyone. I hate everyone. Yeah, no, that's not the type of life you want to live. There are times where you want to be on your own. I want to be on my own, but that's not because I hate or dislike people. It's just that I might be occupied, or there are things I want to, get out of the way. And me personally, I don't like to burden people with my issues. So a lot of my very close friends, family, they're like, you gotta tell us what's going on. I just don't feel like burdening them. If there is an issue, that's not always the case. But I just don't like them kind of getting worried, or thinking that, something is wrong, or obviously your best friends, your family will always care about you. I hope so. But yeah, that's it, guys. That was today's video. Almost 10 minutes. So be well, guys. Be social. Get out there. Talk to people. Get to know people. You never know what you learn from someone, right? So yeah. That's it, guys. Be well. Have a great weekend. Until next time.